Well, we predicted it. The Camo Dave channel predicted Living Free Mike would return to YouTube sometime very soon. And look, it's the, what is today? The 13th of December, 2021. And he's back. He took about 7 or 8 months off of YouTube because his dog passed away sober back in February. And his last video was somewhere around March, and he just kind of was tired of YouTube, whatever. He hung around in Quartzsite there. He was there in Quartzsite all last winter, you know, like, I don't know, something like October all the way through April. And then he went back to Minnesota. 9 months off of YouTube. Anyway, he said he was in, Minnesota. He said it like that because that's the way you say it, Minnesota. And then he said he also spent some time in Wisconsin on a river. And he just said he was in a big funk after Sober died, and he just felt like he needed a break from YouTube. He'd been punching YouTube videos out for a couple years, almost on a daily basis, and he just said he just needed a break. He said he's tired of putting his life out in front of YouTube. He's done that for almost 8 years now, and he says he'd like to continue on YouTube, but do something where it's not all about him, like maybe historical videos or something like that. It was pretty short, you know. He said, he just said that he doesn't want to be putting up his private life, on YouTube. He'd rather just do other things. He said there's a lot of he'd like to do historical videos, but there's a lot of other people doing historical videos. So he's just going to maybe focus on doing what he did, the kind of the fun stuff, like the food reviews, you know, like cooking in the vehicle. So there, and so, yeah. You've ever seen him with glasses before, huh? You know, glasses, that's why I wear these. They make you look intelligent, you know. Anyway, of course, you know, one of the things we did see on he did continue posting some stuff on his Facebook page over the summer, and there is definitely a religious component now to his life that we didn't get to see before. So, hey, what do you say? You know, again, you know, I think, you know, one of the things we do notice with a lot of these YouTubers, that they just get so over the top into YouTube that it just, they're not having fun with it anymore. It just drives them. They get obsessed with it. They feel like they have to crank out something. Now again, it's okay to crank out something every day if you're enjoying it. But I think a lot of people get to the point where it just, you know, and then you get all the people following you and trolling you and talking about you. Even the people that aren't trolling you are telling you what to do, you know, giving you advice and do this, do that, do this, do that, you know, and, you know, anyway. Oh, he missed all of us. Isn't that nice? Well, you know, I just say, you know, get back on YouTube, but take it slow and make sure you're having fun. Now, you can get, you know, up on that money side of things. I think some people tend to do that. And I don't know what his financial situation is, Mike, there. But, you know, he did work last summer. I think that's a good mix. You know, it keeps you grounded. We've seen a lot of nomads like Adventure Van Man, Wanderlust Estate James, etc. that do have side jobs sometimes. They work, they are camp hosts, they do jobs, you know, they take time off. Adventure Van Man Brian goes up to Alaska and does the fishing stuff, and Wanderlust Estate James goes up to Idaho and does whatever that is. He's had a number of jobs. But that gives you a break from YouTube, gives you some money, and then you get back on YouTube when you're doing your camping. Look at Adventure Van Man Brian. I think he has a good mix of what his channel should be. You know, a good mix where he's not getting really heavily into the personal stuff, but he does put a lot of the camping stuff up there and the cooking and stuff like that, and the beautiful scenery and the traveling. Keep it to that and don't get into the heavy-duty drama stuff. I don't know. I don't think Mike's ready for another dog yet. I think he's still jonesing on sober. So, but, you know, at least, you know, this is obviously not Quartzsite. That's obviously not Quartzsite. But anyway, I am glad to see him back. And, you know, again, he was one of our, one of our mainstays when it came to the drama channels. You know who they are. In fact, he's up there in the Cammy Awards this year for one of the best drama channels, even though he was posting only like 2.5 months this year. You know, Nomadic Fanatic Eric, Camper Van Kevin, Kenny, whatever. You know, they have a lot of drama in their channels. What's going on in their lives and with their health, with their pets, with their other stuff, you know. I don't know. Let the ridiculousness continue. All our best to Mike. I do like Mike. I really do like Mike. I think he got in a little over his head there toward the end, you know, with the, you know, the constant posting there, and it kind of, I think he kind of got lost in the whole crazed YouTube world. Take it slow. I'm glad to see him back, at least, you know, giving everybody an update about what he's doing and that he's okay. And so there. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Hey, Mike, welcome back and glad to see you. And, you know, I'm going to be getting out to Quartzsite in March. Nice to meet up with you and say hi, and we'll see. We'll see. See you down the road, right?